Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have a European quarter-final tie against AIK, who I believe are from the Swedish League. And depending on how things go, we may have a home game against Liverpool. But if it's quite tight after this first leg, we'll come back for the second leg, which is after that Liverpool game, which has been placed in midweek. Since you were last with us for the game against Bordeaux, we did a 2-0 draw against bottom club Brighton. It wasn't the best performance from our point of view, but Brighton made us work hard for it and it ended up being quite a close game. We managed to beat Tottenham in the FA Cup. It was a really good result. So we're now in the semi-final of the FA Cup in which we play Leicester. So potentially a winnable game, but Leicester have had the better of us twice already this season. So I think it will be a bit of a tough one. And we then followed that up with another 2-0 draw, and that came against Crystal Palace. They're currently sat 18th in the league. And these games against the relegation threatened teams are games that we need to be winning if we wanted to reach that top half of the table. And as such, from those results that we've had, we're currently sat in 11th place, and again, we're comfortably going to be staying in the Premier League. But if we want to push into that top 10, we just need to get a couple more wins under our belts, ready to just make that push come the end of the season. Everton incidentally won the Carabao Cup. They beat Manchester United in the final on penalties, so they have had a good season really, same as we did last season. They are the unlikely team that has managed to get a European place. Obviously, we still have a chance of doing that as well. We're still being in the Conference League. If we win that competition, we will be in the Europa League next season. So we have got a really big opportunity. As you can see, Watford originally would have qualified for Europe in finishing 7th. That has now gone down to just the 2 places for Chelsea and Newcastle. So I'm not entirely sure what would happen if we won the Europa League, whether it would be an extra place and 8 teams qualify. But we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, there's plenty of games still to go, and we have got to focus in and see how we get on. So going into this game against the Swedish side, AIK, as you can see from the other teams that are in the competition, Fiorentina are the dangerous side. We've had the better of them before with Dundee United previously, of course. And I think RZ are the other danger team as well. We've already had the beating of Rijeka, the Croatian side. And to be quite honest, I fancy us against most of these sides that are remaining in the competition. But we still have to go out there and get the job done. He will just do that. So we have Mourinho in goal. Spedicato is at left back. Anning, unfortunately, is injured for this game. Branthwaite, Eisner, and Davis are at the back. Navarro, Muller, and Doyle are the midfield three. Iglesias, Abaya, and Mikel are the front three. Mikel, incidentally, has really picked up again with form. He has been outstanding for us this season. Hopefully, that continues into today's game against AIK. Overall, I mean, you look at the season that we're having, semi-final of the FA Cup, quarter-final of a European competition, mid-table in our first season back in the Premier League. I mean, it's beyond expectation in my opinion. I think we've done extremely well. But let's try and continue that run. Like I said, AIK, I feel like we should have the beating of them, but they are in the quarterfinals of this competition for a reason. So we've got to be very, very careful here, but hopefully we can just push through and get a good result. Early on, it would suggest that we are going to have the better of them. We've had 70% possession already early on here, and fingers crossed that will continue. Navarro into Bruno Iglesias. He's into the penalty area, and that is a lovely finish. Really good start for us. 10 minutes in here into this first leg, and Bruno Iglesias with the finish. And we have made the start that we wanted. It was from the throw. Spedicato found Navarro, played it first time into Iglesias. He just ran across the back four, who were quite a way out of position, really, and he ended up with plenty of space, and he made no mistake with the finish. And Tommy Doyle with a free kick here toward the far post, and we've hit the crossbar there. I'm not sure if it was Branthwaite or a buyer at the far post, but it remains 1-0, and I'm increasingly confident here that with the way this game's going, if we can just knock in a couple more goals, we may not have to show you the second leg, and we'll come back for that Liverpool game in midweek. Obviously, if it stays at 1-0 despite the domination, or if it's 2-1, something like that, we will still come back for the second leg. Obviously, with it being away from home, it will be difficult. Fiorentina are 2-0 down against Slavia Prague, but that happened against Sligo when they came back and won in their home leg, so we'll see what happens there. Tommy Doyle does well to keep that in. Tried to lay it back to Davis, and Cisse manages to clear. And Mourinho's come flying out, and Anderson's picked it up, and Victor Anderson has scored. That is awful from Mourinho. I don't know what he was doing. He just came flying out of his goal. We've not even got him on a sweeper keeper mentality. That is ridiculous stuff from him. And against all of the play here, AIK have equalised. Iglesias into Spedicato, exchanging passes. Muller, lovely flip back into Iglesias. Aviander manages to clear. Spedicato with a chance to put the ball in. Muller does. Abaya's at the far post. It's cleared away. It's come back down for Abaya. Can he play it in? Instead, he goes for goal. It's just wide of the post. That was a huge defensive error from our point of view. We need to be a lot better than that. But you look at the match stats, 70% possession, 9 attempts on target out of 13, but it remains 1-1 at half time. I'm hoping that defensive error won't come back and cost us. But Mourinho was definitely at fault there. I'm not going to say you've done nothing wrong because we have done something wrong, but we're playing very, very well in this game. That single error could potentially cost us here. We're heading toward the hour mark. Iglesias here with the corner, plays it in. Mikel was there at the near post. It's cleared away again. Iglesias back into Abaya. I don't know why he tried to shoot from that angle, but it is still in for an opportunity for us. Iglesias in the penalty area, and it's been bundled in. And in the end, Brandon Abaya is the man who got the goal. I'm not entirely sure how we squeezed through there. Iglesias doing a lot of work coming in from that set piece, but ARK just couldn't clear their lines, and Iglesias doing very well in the end. Reversed it past their defender, and the keeper just palmed it out, and Abaya managed to just get enough onto it and bundle it in. Hopefully we can build on the advantage this time. Pettersson into Persson. Back into Pettersson. AIK just having a little spell on the ball. Can we get possession back here? Abaya does well to get in onto him. Eisner plays it back to Mourinho. Now Branthwaite. Spedicato just holds on to it. Back into Branthwaite. Now Muller. We're moving the ball quite well here at the back. Now Tommy Doyle. That's a lovely ball over the top. Iglesias in space. Plays it in, looking for Mikel, and it's going to be cleared. But Muller manages to win it back, and it's back with Branthwaite. Eisner picks it up right in the centre of the pitch now. Muller loses out to Smajic. Tommy Doyle does really well to win it back again. Iglesias over the top. That's a lovely pass, and Brandon Abaya could be in, and Brandon Abaya has made it 3-1. A goal and 2 assists here for Iglesias. He is proving to be a very valuable signing from January now that he's free from injury, and we have got that security in our lead now. 2 goals for Brandon Abaya is his 15th of the season, and we are starting to push on here in this Conference League quarter-final. AZ are currently 1-0 up against Rijeka, and Slavia Prague remain 2-0 up against Fiorentina. We know from the previous match that Fiorentina were involved in, it's not enough. But if Fiorentina get knocked out, that is a big boost from our point of view. Here's Navarro looking for Spedicato. It's a lazy pass, and Modesto picks it up on this right-hand side. Plays it back into Smajic. And that's forward here for Anderson. And that is a lovely finish. Victor Anderson with the goal once again. And I think there may be a hint of offside. There is. It's been disallowed. It's a very good finish, but it's just a warning. We've got to stay focused here. With 20 minutes to go, we are going to make 1 or 2 changes just to liven things up a bit. Navarro is going to come off for Świderski. Brandon Abaya is on a hat-trick, but we are going to take him off for Polidoro. And we'll switch Iglesias to that right-hand side. Eisner is on a yellow card. We want to take him off, and we'll bring Milivojevic on for him. Mikel's had a bit of a quiet game today. I think what we'll do, we'll give Ibrahim Mendes another opportunity. He's really struggled this season, Mendes. He started off quite promisingly, but he has really, really struggled recently. And obviously he got a red card last time we played him in Europe, but let's see if he can do any damage. Here is Iglesias, still operating on that left-hand side. The changes are yet to take effect. Here is Davis, into Eisner, back into Davis again. Tommy Doyle, Abaya. That's a lovely ball over the top, and Kevin Meikle could be in here. And Kevin Meikle has laid it past the goalkeeper. He was having a poor game, Meikle, but he's got his goal. It's 4-1. And Brandon Abaya with the assist as well to finish his game off in style. But our attentions obviously are now looking at that game against Liverpool in midweek. 4-1 here, and again another very good bit of play going forward. We will certainly do that and make the changes. And Slavia Prague are 3-0 up now against Fiorentina. AZ are 2-0 up, and the Portuguese side VTSC. I'm not too sure what. You know what? I'm just going to quickly check that just to see who they are. It just says VTSC. I'm not entirely sure exactly who they are. I'll have to have a look at that and then get back to you, I think. But we're heading into the end of this game now. 3 minutes of added time have been and gone. And we have a 4-1 lead to take into the second leg. That is a very good bit of play. It should be 4-0 really. But that one error in the first half did cost us. And Rijeka 2-0 down against AZ, Fiorentina 3-0 down against Slavia Prague, and VTSC 4-2 winners over Novi Pazar, who, again, I'm not entirely sure who Novi Pazar are as a team. Where are they actually from? Well, they're Serbian, so they've done quite well to get as far as they have as well. So a very, very good performance from the boys, and we return to the Premier League now for the game against Liverpool. And I think I will do that. I will do the Liverpool game in the second half of this episode. I think at 4-1 we should be quite safe in the second leg against AIK, and we will see what happens from there. But Liverpool is coming up, and hopefully we can improve on our last couple of league games. But it's Liverpool. It's going to be tough, but we are at home as well. Let's see what we can do. Okay then guys, here we go for this home game against Liverpool. It's going to be an extremely tough game. We know that anyway. Liverpool sat in 4th place, chasing that Champions League football at the moment, with Chelsea right in behind them, so they could do with a win themselves to create that gap. Ourselves, a win today, depending on how lucrative it is, could see us go into 9th place. It's more likely if we do win that it'd be 10th. But as I said, if we're aiming for top half, anything will do. It's going to be a really tough game this today, like I say. They've got a belting midfield, Liverpool, so we've got a lot of work to do in this match. We've got Mourinho in goal, Anning, Levesque, Eisner and Rhodes at the back. Navarro, Swiderski and Doyle in midfield with Polidoro, Abaya and Meikle in as our front three. We are rotating a little bit. We're trying to keep fitness just as good as we can get it. So there is a bit of rotation with some of the players, but we'll see how we get on. And we'll look at that Liverpool team as well, because there are some big names in that Liverpool side. I'm not too sure who the goalkeeper is, but they've still got Alexander Arnold. They've got Ben White in there, Evan Ndika, Jurriën Timber, Kefren Turam, Gavi, Declan Rice, Mbeumo, of course, the player that we ended up having to sell because he needed to leave. Amin Guerrero and Matthias Alfano. Cody Gakpo still on the side, along with Darwin Núñez there on the bench. Ibrahima Konate's in there. There's some big players in there. It does look a little bit like an aging team to me as well, though. And Mbeumo's in his 30s now, I think, as is Alexander Arnold and White. I'm guessing Timber is. Gavi and Declan Rice will probably be in the prime of their careers, though, I would have said. So, be interesting to see. I mean, we've got youth, which is our advantage, but like we've said before, it is also a disadvantage. We've got a lot of work to do here. I'd quite happily take a draw against Liverpool, to be honest, but we'll see how we do. It's going to be tough anyway, we know that. With the dominant players that they have in that Liverpool side, it is going to be a strong test for us. Here is Ndika looking to move forward. Here's Jurien Timber into Guiri. That's a lovely pass forward, and Levesque manages to intercept from Alfano. Mourinho into Eisner. Now Levesque. Swiderski picks it up. That's a good bit of play out wide to Abaya, who tried to find Rhodes, but Guiri managed to intercept, and Buemo losing out to Prince Anning. Now Swiderski into Polidoro. We're really struggling to just beat that Liverpool press at the moment, but we are moving the ball well here. Kevin Meikle, that's a lovely switch of play. Dan Rhodes in a bit of space on this right hand side. Running at the defence. Can he get the cross in? No, he can't. Timber making the interception. Navarro, Swiderski. Can someone shoot? Yes, they can. Mikhail Swiderski has put us ahead here after 6 minutes. That is a fantastic start to the game. And we've had a few games like this season. We've had the better of Chelsea, Manchester. Actually, I don't think we've beaten United, did we? We've had the better of Chelsea. We've had the better of Arsenal as well. And now we are ahead against Liverpool. Tottenham, another one who we've had the better of. So we've done well against some of these big clubs. Can we do it again today? Mourinho into Jens Eisner. He needs support. Instead, he has to go long. And Timber couldn't beat Abaya. And Meikle's picked it up. And his finish was weak. It's unlike him. He's normally such a strong finisher, or he has been in recent weeks. And that could have been 2-0, to be fair. That was a big opportunity. Abaya did so well to win that header. Possession-wise, we're actually having the better of Liverpool at the moment. Very surprised with how this game's going in the opening half an hour. I'll certainly take it, that is for sure. But looking in terms of the players as well, it's not... Oh, no, 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 we did not need that. What's the injury? Potential foot injury for Abaya. That is a huge, huge blow. Jason Marquez is going to come on for him. And that that is a big blow. He's been such a key player for us, Abaya, as well. I mean, fortunately, the European game coming up against AIK, he won't really be needed for. But in the running for the Premier League, if we want that top half finish, we need a buyer in the squad, really. Liverpool are starting to just create that little bit more here, and we are struggling to maintain our stature at the moment. Eisner and Levesque and Mourinho are all having very good games, though, as is Navarro. So defensively, we're looking reasonably strong. I'm not really too sure what to say to the lads. I mean, we can motivate them as much as we want, but it's going to be a very tough second half, this. Liverpool have certainly grown in the game during that first half, especially since we had to take a buyer off. Here's Swiderski into Levesque, now Anning. Chance to move down this left-hand side. Polidoro picks it up, trying to get past Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's managed to do really well, and Jason Marquez... I mean, it was a brilliant pass from Polidoro to find him on the edge of the area, but the shot was well blocked by the defender. And Tommy Doyle here from the resulting corner. Chance to whip it in. Meikle at the near post, and it's in. Kevin Meikle, right at the start of the second half, within a minute of the restart, has made it 2-0, and that is a fantastic... we've got a great opportunity now. Meikle giving us that extra security in our 2-goal lead. It can be just as dangerous as a 1-goal lead, though. If Liverpool get back into this, it's not going to be too difficult for them potentially to really start putting the pressure on. Alexander-Arnold switches for Amin Guiri into the penalty area. Dan Rhodes can't get the block, and there is that goal back. Matthias Alfano immediately striking back for Liverpool 3 minutes after we went 2 goals up. And this is the danger, you see. We really need to be on point. Liverpool just starting to turn the screw a little bit and press forward. Tommy Doyle is looking like he is done for today. He is injured and he feels like he can shake it off, but it's not worth the risk. Jan Muller is going to have to come on for him. We don't want any extra injury concerns, especially with the European games still to come as well. Anything long term will be a blow for our key players. Here is Jason Marquez, picks it up into Navarro. That's a lovely switch of play. Polidoro in behind Trent Alexander-Arnold. Can he get the strike away? Yes, he can. And that is a very good finish. He's not scored for quite some time, and yet it's his 13th goal of the season. Obviously, he did very well early in the campaign in the European matches, Polidoro. but that is his first goal in quite some time, and I really want to see him do well. We brought him in at Dundee United, of course, and he was such a key player for us there. And we brought him over to Brentford, and he is still working very hard for us. And we are 3-1 up now. There's still half an hour left. I feel like this match has been going on for a very long time so far. And Mbeumo and Alexander-Arnold exchanging passes on this right-hand side. Back into Mbeumo, plays it in, and Guiri wins the header. And once again, as soon as we've scored, Liverpool are back in it again. A minute later, and Guiri has made it 3-2. That's poor defensively from us. We need to focus up here. And yes, we're still in front, but we really, really need to start concentrating when we get a goal. 20 minutes to go. We are starting to get one or two tired legs. Navarro's had 2 assists today. He has been very good at the base of that midfield. And Anning is struggling as well. We're going to have to take them off. I don't want to disrupt the team too much if I'm being honest, but it's going to have to be done. I think what we're going to have to do is bring Iglesias on for Navarro, and then we'll push him forward and place Swiderski back a little bit. It's going to disrupt the midfield a little bit, but it's the best that we can do to get them tired legs off. I think we've still got one substitution that we can make. Kevin Meikle's struggling now as well, but we're going to play Mendes in the second leg against AIK anyway, so I'm not too worried where he's concerned. Liverpool overall, in terms of chance creation, they have been the better side today. They've really turned the screw in the second half as well. Can we hold on? The 6 minutes of added time. We're into the 3rd minute of it. Levesque into Swiderski, now Spedicato into Muller, Polidoro, Mikel does really well, finds Jason Marquez. He missed his control, but Dan Rhodes picks it up. Now Iglesias into Kevin Mikel, this to secure it, and Kevin Mikel, that is a brilliant move from pretty much in the middle of through the middle of the pitch there, played it out to that right hand side. Mikel picked it up. I mean, Marquez miscontrolled that so badly, but Dan Rhodes found the pass immediately to Iglesias, and Kevin Mikel has only gone and finished the game off for us. 4-2, a huge win once again for us. We've done so well against some of these bigger clubs, and then we've let ourselves down against some of the relegation threatened sides. Brighton, as an example, we've drawn both times against them, but that is a fantastic result. Mikel doing the damage again with a brace. Swiderski and Polidoro adding to that as well. And we have beaten Liverpool here by 4-2. And the way I'm looking at the side, we're looking at 2 signings at the moment for next season. They're on the next gen list. They're both 18, 19 years of age, but they're both extremely cheap. £1 million for one of them and 1.5 for the other. So we're looking at bringing them 2 players in at the moment for next season. But to be quite honest, with this squad that we've got, they're all young players. They're all developing very well. I don't think we're going to have a busy transfer window. We'll probably bring players in if we sell players, but we need to look at homegrown talent as well. And unfortunately, our youth academy isn't the best, but we'll see how it goes. We move up to 10th place. We are officially in the top half of the Premier League now. And we're only 2 points behind West Ham. They do have a game in hand. And we're level on points with Leicester. We've got an opportunity here. And we're actually only 8 points behind 6th place Newcastle. But we could definitely move further up in this table. I think the lowest will probably finish is 14th if we have a real rotter at the end of the season with the last 5 games. 6 points clear of 14th place at the moment. And if it's doable for them to catch us, it's doable for us to get 6, 7 points to get into that top 8. So a lot to think about here. We're doing very, very well. And again, picking up these results against the top sides has certainly helped our cause. That's a shame. So a buyer's out with a twisted ankle for 3 to 4 weeks. That is a huge blow. With him, Lucian Toma and Falkenberg all out of action at the moment. Prieto's out now as well for a couple of weeks. We're really struggling with our wide players. That's 3 of our wingers now that are out of commission for a number of weeks. Mikel, again, fantastic performance. Van Nistelrooy, the Leicester manager, is constantly taking a look at our players. Abaya and Miko constantly of interest to Leicester at the moment, but whether they'll go to them or not, I'm not entirely sure. Leicester, I don't think, are that far ahead of us in the Premier League. No, well, Leicester are above us, but we're level on points with them, so it's a sideways move if our players decided to leave for a team like Leicester. So hopefully we can keep a hold of them. In terms of our up and coming schedule, we've got an FA Cup semi-final coming up. We won't come back for that; it's a little bit too soon. Obviously, we've got the second leg of AIK. I'm hoping it'll take a lot, but I'm pretty certain we'll be in a semi-final. We'll probably come back for the European semi-final, depending on where it gets placed, and yeah, we'll just see where it takes us. The fact that we're in two cup semi-finals after that AAK second leg, hopefully, um, and mid-table in the Premier League, we are having a strong season. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for all your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. And this is Big Will, signing away.